I'm just like you, you're just like me. We can't stop watching these movies. Is it a curse? No, it's a dream come true. Yes, I'm a Barbie girl like you.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another meeting of the Barbie Council. I'm Brianna,
And I'm Kevin.
and every month we're diving into a new movie from the ever expanding Barbie cinematic universe. While our meetings are available to the general public, the content is not suitable for children. Today we're covering Barbie Presents Thumbelina.
Or as I
Notice that
like
it's
to,
not.
oh, yes, as I like to call it, Barbie presents a B movie. This is straight up the B movie.
Yep, that's basically what it
I
is.
don't know if the B movie was riffing off of the original Thumbelina story or not, but it feels like this movie is most certainly riffing off of B movie.
That's an interesting idea. I've never thought about the B movie being inspired by Thumbelina. I don't think it is.
Was Jerry Seinfeld just reading Thumbelina one day? I was just like, wow, I really need to make a movie, but with bees
Yeah.
and
You know what would be
jazz.
cool?
Yeah.
Bees and jazz.
And then Barbie's like, well, we got to make that.
Yeah, we got to capitalize on this.
It's a big thing.
So it's not Barbie in Thumbelina this time. She's just presenting it.
Yes. But Thumbelina is in her world.
Yes. Right, she's not acting as Thumbelina this time. Does that make Thumbelina's real in
Thumbelina
this
is
world?
real. They said that at the end of the movie. Like, she's telling this story to these children at this nature reserve as they're planting these trees, which, by the way, they really don't need to plant the trees. These twiller bees, which Thumbelina is, can just grow the trees. We
Yeah,
don't even need to
yeah,
plant them. Like, they can just
yeah.
grow them out of nothing, seemingly.
Humans are irrelevant.
But
We
at the
don't need
end
to
of the
be here.
story, the kid is like, oh, is Thumbelina real? And then after the kid leaves, Barbie just waves at Thumbelina. Like, not only does she know that Thumbelina and her friends, the other Twillerbees, are real, but she personally knows them.
Yeah, they're like besties.
What was this rule about them not being around humans? I guess after this story, they're totally fine just
They're
hanging
chill.
out around humans.
Yeah, I guess so.
This movie also kind of feels like it's in a middle ground between the old style of Barbie movies and the newer style, which we really see in Fashion Fairy Tale. But it's not fully there yet. I don't know if that's just if they're just getting their feet wet or if it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah,
But
they're
it's
starting the transition.
yeah. But yeah, Barbie still looks kind of like Barbie, kind of
Yeah,
more
she looks
more,
a little different.
but more so than the newer version of Barbie, which is completely different than,
Mm-hmm.
like, when we get to Fashion Fairy Tale, Barbie looks completely different than how she looked in the old movies. This one's kind of also in the middle.
Right, it's kind of like in the middle of the Animorphs transformation
Yeah,
sequence.
from Guy Fieri to garlic bread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Somewhere in the middle. They're
yeah,
getting there, but not quite there
yeah.
yet.
We're almost there.
Are we almost to Guy Fieri or are we almost to garlic bread is the question.
I think it starts at Guy Fieri and moves to garlic bread, so I
Okay.
think that's the natural progression of things. But yeah, the
Gotcha.
characters here, I thought it would just be the Twillerbees having like big heads and kind of big eyes, because that's just kind of their design, is these little fairy-esque things. But the regular characters also kind of look like that. Like,
Yeah.
McKenna, the like main human character's friend, Violet, has huge eyes. Like, it's like bug-eyed all the time. It kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, and they're like placed very far apart too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, she's a little scary looking.
It's like, yeah, the design went from the Twillerbees to the human characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
But don't confuse the Twillerbees with fairies. They can't actually fly. You would be confused if you looked at the cover of this movie, where you can see Thumbelina flying with her wings, in the movie, she like makes these wing contraptions, and she has to kind of like, you've got little like handles, and uses it to like fly with her arms, like flapping them. That's not on the cover. It just looks like a fairy.
Yeah, it just looks like she has normal fairy wings, but yeah,
I don't know if,
that's a lie.
yeah, if the designers got the MO or not, that they just thought it was a fairy. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We've done this
Maybe
before.
thought maybe they thought it'd be less confusing for children who are going to pick up the movie.
Maybe.
Like, I know what a fairy is. I don't know what
What a Twiller
this.
bee is.
I don't know what a twiller bee is.
Can't say I knew what a Twiller bee is either. The difference
Yeah.
is just that they don't have wings.
So does that make Alina from
Oh,
Fairytopia actually a twiller bee? She was
maybe.
born without wings.
Yeah. Is that did like one of the babies get did one of the Twiller babies get swapped for Alina and
Yeah,
then she
swapped
ended
at
up
birth.
in the fairy world? I don't know.
Yeah, and then couldn't Elena have just made her own wings then?
If she had the technical know-how, I guess she could have.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know.
Yeah, Thumbelina's on a different level.
Yeah. They kind of reminded me of like Polly Pockets in the design.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
We're just moving in that direction. So let's hop into this movie. We've got Barbie, who is presenting this story once again to children, not to Kelly though.
Not Kelly.
Kelly is gone. Just a random group of children. I don't know what her job is.
I was wondering if she was a camp counselor or something.
Is this a
She's
camp?
at this nature reserve.
Yeah, I guess so. And so all these kids they're planting these trees, and then the kids are roasting Emma, one of the kids, about her tiny tree that she picked. And then
Mm-hmm.
Barbie's got to roll in, like it's only Emma that needs this story, but then all the kids have to stop what they're doing and gather around to listen to this story about Thumbelina.
Yeah, well, they're the ones who need the lesson because they're the ones bullying Emma about
I'm
her
just
little
surprised they
tree.
even cared
Yeah, by the
enough
end
to
of the story,
listen.
they were hype about
Oh
it.
yeah, they were searching for Thumbelina all around. So Thumbelina is joined by her two friends, Janessa and Chrysella. Did you notice
Mm-hmm.
that Dandelion's voice actor is back once again, seemingly in every single
Yes,
movie?
I
She is
did notice her this
Chrysella.
time. Very excitable, kind of head empty. There's not
Yeah,
much going
no
on in
thoughts.
there.
I'm just living my life.
Just
Um,
vibing.
and Thumbelina crafts these wings for them to use because, once again, unlike in the cover, they don't actually have wings. They need to use these contraptions to be able to fly. Uh, Janessa does not want to fly. She's the scaredy cat one. She says that bouncing leads to jouncing, which leads to falling. I'm not sure what jouncing means, but when they're
How is that
bouncing on the
different from
leaf,
bouncing?
they're gonna fall off the leaf. I don't know. But then she
Hmm.
does fall off. She's able to start flying, and then Chrysella just flies in and just dive bombs her into the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah, rip. Well, and as we know from the wiki about her, she doesn't like pain.
She does not like pain, says the wiki. Unlike other characters who do enjoy pain, maybe.
I'm not sure who that is in the movie. Maybe Chrysella because they're kind of like opposite characters. So Janessa is not about pain, but Chrysella is like,
Yeah, total
I'm into
opposites.
it.
I also don't know why exactly they needed to build these wings because they also have this hummingbird character called Lola who just like flies them places. Like Lola will grab this vine and then they grab onto the vine and just get flown around. They can
Yeah, like
fly
a little
without Lola.
taxi service.
Yeah. I guess they just want independence or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if Lola seems to be faster. She's kind of zooming all over the place. But maybe yeah, they want to be independent, so they also want to fly on their own. I don't know. Or maybe Lola gets tired of flying them around. It's like get
Yeah,
your own
Lola's just
wings.
done. Yeah, make your own wings. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. And the whole reason Thumbelina made these wings out of flower petals was in order to see the Twiller babies
We gotta have
bloom.
babies in
Yeah, we
this, of
gotta,
course.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
They the way yeah, procreation works in this movie is interesting. There's just like a bunch of tulips, and one day the tulips open up and then float up into the sky, and then there's babies in them.
Yeah, so the question is, how do these tulips get created? Like,
Yeah, they
do
didn't
the
answer that
do the
question.
Twiller bees have to create them specifically, or are they naturally occurring?
Yeah, do the Twiller bees pollinate these tulips?
These Twiller baby tulips? I have no idea. But they're all specifically in one spot, and that's the only area that the Twiller babies buds exist. So I have to assume that they're not just naturally occurring.
Yeah, yeah.
But these Twiller bees can grow practically anything out of nothing.
Hmm. Maybe they just grew the Twiller babies then with their
Well, then there wouldn't be a
magic.
problem because they could just grow more of them. I don't know if there's a super long like gestation period and they can't like all the Twiller bees will be dead by the time the Twiller babies I don't bloom.
Yeah, yeah. How long are the Twiller babies inside the Twiller buds?
There's a lot of questions. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how long Twiller bees live. I
No,
don't
we
know
don't
what
know
their
their
lifespan
lifespan.
is. Either way, they're about to be completely destroyed by this construction crew that rolls in. And this is when we get introduced to the main human character, McKenna, who is the daughter of these two rich business people who are going to destroy this land to build a factory, which they are reminded of constantly because they have a video in their office of just the forest getting raised and the factory getting built up over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta never forget.
Yeah. Like they have short-term memory and they keep forgetting what's going to happen in the forest and they look over at the video and like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
We're going to
yeah,
destroy
that's
the
what's going
forest
on.
and
Hmm.
then the factory will come up." That's right.
I forgot what happens first. Was it factory and then destroy,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Wait, are
destroy
we
and then factory?
are we destroying the factory and building a forest? I got to check the
Hmm.
video again.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
What
not
kind of
sure.
factory do you think they're building? Did they ever say?
No, I don't think so. I can't
Just
tell
a
what they're
factory.
making. I don't know what they do exactly.
Yeah, they're very well off.
Yeah, because they
But
live in this penthouse with a ton of rooms, a whole greenhouse
mm-hmm.
at the top. McKenna and her parents are living large.
Yeah, they're
Not
loaded.
as living large as McKenna's friend Violet, who talks about how her parents bought her an island.
Uh-huh. Violet Island.
And then she also says, I can just go and take it over whenever I want. Like, there's other people living there. Like, is she just gonna.
That's
Do they know that there was a deal for Violet to own this island?
it's
She gonna go
fucked
and
up,
rule it
Violet.
as a dictator?
That's what it sounds like. That's kind
I
of the
wouldn't put it
person
past
she
Violet.
is.
Yeah, Violet's kind
Yeah,
of a piece of garbage.
yeah, she is. Did you notice that Chuzzlewit makes an appearance?
I did not see Chuzzlewit. No, I missed
Did you miss
Chuzzlewit.
him? Wow. He is Sprinkles, who's Violet's cat, and he appears when they're like video chatting. So he's on her video.
Wow, I completely missed that.
Wow. I don't know how you missed him.
I'm usually so good at this. And Chuzzlewit was in the last movie. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
slacking.
yeah.
Man,
He was just
my
there for a second.
so McKenna, she asks to get this patch of flowers for her room, and then they're just gonna dig it up and put it in her room. And that's kind of how Thumbelina and her friends kind of end up in McKenna's house because they are hiding in these flowers and it gets dug up. The flower patch was way larger when they were sitting in it. And then the patch that they get is super small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
I don't know what happened to the rest of them if they just, like, destroyed the rest of the flowers and luckily got the flowers that Thumbelina and everybody else were in.
But like later we see a hole in the
And
ground
it's
where the flowers
tiny.
used to be, and yeah, it is small. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Maybe it
how
just
that
looked
works.
bigger to us because we were from the POV of the Twillerbees.
But we're also from the POV of McKenna because she was looking at the flower patch. I don't know.
You know, you're right. You're right. It doesn't make any sense.
Questions.
We
We
also get
also,
to meet
yeah,
McKenna's dog, who's a pug named Poofles.
yeah, he's kind of gross.
Yeah, I don't like him.
But we still have not
Um,
reached the point where they're talking again. So,
thank God.
whew, yeah,
He is
like
silent.
they're very
I mean, he
annoying.
barks.
They've got the scenes where it's just like running around and destroying stuff and just being a little menace, and it's super funny. And then there's the clumsy
So funny.
moments. It's really funny. But I take solace in the fact that we have not reached the point yet where the animal has its own like subplot that I just
Yeah,
do not care about at all.
I hate to break it to you, but the next movie is gonna have that.
Yep. That's when it gets bad. Like the animal
Yeah,
sidekicks are already annoying and Poofles is annoying, but at least it doesn't talk and at least it doesn't chew up the screen time with its own stupid story that doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, it tries to chew up the Twillerbees, but
It does.
um,
Very
it
hungry.
immediately just like goes after them and tries to eat them.
But then later in the movie it kind of just stopped. I don't know. Like I guess it just became friends with them.
Well, yeah, because
But
McKenna was cool with them again. I guess I
is
don't
that how
know.
dogs work all the time though? I feel like they'll still go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a dog. I don't know how dogs work.
The characters that I do want to chew up more of the screen time is the construction workers.
I love them. They're amazing.
So they're led by Myron, and Myron is unhinged. Also, I guess the villain of this movie, there's not really the overarching villain is like, like deforestation and destroying the environment and that whole thing. But
Yeah, yeah.
Myron is like you could argue that the McKenna's parents are also part of that because they're just going to tear down this field to build this factory. But Myron is completely unhinged for seemingly no reason. Like, it's not like he
Well,
has any ulterior motives beyond one, getting a paycheck for this job, and two, hating flowers.
oh yeah, he does hate flowers. His personal vendetta against flowers.
But he is so into this job. And the other three
He's
construction workers are just like, I'm just here, man. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to get it done and go home. What is your deal?
yeah, they're like, I'm not personally invested in this. He's just so dedicated to his work. He's like, they told me to tear down the field. That's what I'm gonna do. Nothing's gonna stop me.
And then we have the other three. We've got Louis, the fat one, who has a shirt that's like a size too small. Like the shirt is always like hugging the bottom of his stomach, and it's just like a little bit sticking out.
Oh,
Like
maybe
really,
that's what he needs the money for a new shirt.
that's true. He needs just a little more shirt there. And then we've got Rick, who's British for some reason.
Oh, I never caught his name. Rick. Okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
how he
yeah.
ended up here. Why the Brit is just working on a construction site. And then we have Carla, who barely talks.
Yeah, yeah. She's not really much of a character.
I
The
feel
other
like,
two
yeah, Rick and Louie
are.
have more lines. Carla's just kind of there.
Yeah, yeah.
But they keep getting spooked by all the stuff that happens when the Twillerbees are messing with their equipment to try and stall the construction. They think it's like ghosts and stuff. I mean, fair enough. Like these vines are growing out of nowhere. Maybe not supernatural, but the birds are like dropping a bunch of stuff on them. It's still just like, what is
Yeah.
happening? Like this seems
And
like a coordinated effort.
at one point the construction vehicles turn like upside
Oh,
down and I don't know how that happened.
yeah, they kind of just I thought they would just they were like messing with the wiring and cutting the wires and like removing bolts from the treads. And so I just assumed that they wouldn't be able to work.
But instead they, like,
But yeah,
flip themselves upside
the
down.
two bulldozers basically pick up the digger, and the digger is upside down.
Like, how did that happen?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say ghosts. I think they're right.
They're also relative. The construction workers are pretty chill with that, despite the fact that that whole thing happened. They're like, "What's going on?" Instead of like, "I need to get out of here."
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, eventually they do get out of there,
yeah, but it
but
wasn't because the machinery flipped over. It was because the birds were dropping acorns on them,
yeah, they're like, "That's the last straw. I
which
can't deal
is
with this."
way scarier. So why don't we get back to that a little bit later and go to McKenna's house? Of course, we have Poofles trying to eat the Twillerbees as they're trying to escape, and it's really funny as it's jumping around and messing up the house. Um, and they eventually escape, but have to. Thumbelina decides to go back because the only way to stop the construction workers is if she can get McKenna to stop her parents from raising this land. Honestly, I feel like with how powerful the Twillerbees are with their plants, they could just stall forever and then they would never be able to build. Like, I feel like they could sabotage those machines way more.
Yeah, that's true. But there was a point where they were trying to what oh, they scared him with like a giant sunflower or something, and Myron just kept coming.
I mean,
So,
really, all they had to do was just continually break the machinery. Because at a certain point, it's like, well, this is not like we're just wasting money on this machinery. Like,
right,
why don't
because
we
the
go somewhere
Twillerbees'
else?
powers aren't gonna run out. They can just
Yeah.
keep doing
And they
that.
don't get tired. I never saw
No.
them get, fatigued from using their powers.
Yeah, they seem like they're doing just fine.
But what we really need to do is teach McKenna a lesson to not be
Yes.
a greedy little fuck.
Yeah, so Thumbelina makes a deal with McKenna, um, which is that if McKenna can convince her parents to stop building this factory, then she will impress her friend Violet with a designer bag made out of a leaf.
Also, the deal, I don't think the deal is necessarily to impress Violet. It was, I can just make as many of these as you want. Like, I'll just keep making these bags.
Yeah, she could start her own like Etsy business.
Yeah, business opportunity right here.
Mm-hmm. Just infinite bags.
All you need is a singular leaf and you can make these bags. I'm
That's
sure
pretty
that's
nice.
it's a good consolation prize for Thumbelina. Her entire village gets destroyed, but at least she can make some money off these
Yeah,
bags. And yeah, Violet is just awful human. Not a
she
friend
might
at
be the
all.
true villain.
Yeah, there's multiple villains in this. And at the
Yeah,
start of
you
the
could
movie, it's kind of
argue.
all the humans,
Yeah,
every single one of them.
yeah, they all kind of suck.
They slowly get better.
Yeah, we
Kind
get
of
to
can
watch McKenna change and
yeah,
grow.
McKenna has a slow development process as she like slowly realizes that, the error in her ways. I was really surprised at how quickly her parents turned over a new leaf.
Right?
So
Yeah.
throughout this movie, she's trying to ask them to stop the construction of the factory, and they won't listen. They won't listen to their daughter. No way.
Dad's on the phone all the
Yeah,
time,
dad's on the phone.
literally
Mom's
not
trying to kill
listening.
this fly for the millionth time. Can't
Uh-huh.
seem to do it. And then there's a point where she brings them out to this greenhouse because the dad's original goal before he became a soulless corporate drone was to have this greenhouse and just sit and drink tea. And so
It's
all of
the dream.
the Twillerbees will come and glow up the greenhouse, grow everything, and then she brings her parents in. They sit down for like 3 seconds, and then when McKenna starts talking about the factory, they just get up and leave. They leave the tea there, and they're like, "Yep, see
Yeah,
ya."
they're just like, sorry, we can't do that. What are
And then
you
they see
joking?
Thumbelina. Thumbelina has now decided that it doesn't really matter if she shows herself to people, but she appears. And there's no questions of like, what is this? Like, where did this come from? What is happening? It's immediately, we have to stop the construction.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have to stop the factory.
they're not really surprised that she's there or that magic exists. There are no questions. Usually, I feel like in this situation, people are like, "Whoa, am I seeing things? Like, whoa, what's
Yeah,
going
bare
on?"
minimum. Well, especially for like for the adults, for the parents.
Yeah,
For the kids, it's, oh, you kind of believe that already because you're still a kid. But for the parents, they're like, this isn't real. Like, what's happening? But they do not question it at
they
all.
just
It is
accept it
an
immediately.
an immediate turn to, oh,
Uh huh.
we've got to stop this construction.
So Thumbelina could have just gone to the parents from the start.
Basically, yeah. McKenna was useless, and this is what we found out.
Right, like McKenna tried to make a difference, but failed, and it was only Thumbelina showing herself that made the difference.
What does that teach these kids?
Hmm.
Well, the
I mean, I guess
original the original message was, however small, you can still make a difference. But I guess the
mhm,
true message is only the small ones can make a difference.
only the smallest ones. Yeah, I mean, like McKenna did step in front of the with the excavator at the end to
And
stop Myron.
yeah, so they roll over there to try and stop this, stop the construction. Myron is fully intent on killing this child.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like,
He's
"Can you
going
get out
for
of the
it.
way?" And she's like, "I'll never move." And he's like, "All right, well, here we
I'm
go."
going in. Let's go.
Like, he goes so far as murder to do his job as a construction worker?
He needs that paycheck. Maybe he's in debt or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what his life situation is, but something's gone wrong there because he is a desperate man.
Yes, he's just snapped.
And then like the parents show up and he's just like, "Oh, I didn't realize you knew that she was here." Like, if they weren't
Yeah.
aware that it'd be okay, that he was just gonna kill her. Well,
Yeah,
I
how
just
would
didn't
that be
know that you
okay?
sent her.
Yeah. So it's fine that I murdered your child if you didn't know, if you didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Another life lesson for the kids. For Emma.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. It's okay to kill if the parents weren't aware that they
Yeah.
were here.
I guess that's what Myron thinks in his addled state. But then
Um,
the Twillerbees take over the digger and then just like attack Myron. They could have killed him.
they could have, yeah. They only pick him up by like the back of his pants to hang him there, but they could have just like crushed him.
Yeah, I almost thought they were about they were going in with the claw.
They decided against the bloodlust. They were able to repress the bloodlust.
Able to reel it in.
Also, when they're heading to the construction site, there's a bunch of traffic, and it's kind of like, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but commentary on America's transportation, where earlier in the movie, uh McKenna was originally going to show Thumbelina to her friends, but then decides not to and sticks up for herself and basically is like violent, fuck you, I'm not going to be your friend anymore, and then sends her off.
Yeah,
But then
you're
Thumbelina
not my friend
leaves
anymore.
and she has to go to this park, and she just has to ride her bike on this tiny sidewalk on this like 4 or 5 lane highway across this bridge to get to the park. I'm like, wow, this is very not great. Not great for just a kid to be
Yeah.
riding along about to get just annihilated by a car. But then later on, when they're stuck in traffic and they can't go, the bike is in the back of the car,
Yeah, yeah, they just have her bike there at all
in the
times.
trunk. I don't know why the bike was there. I guess because the only place that you can ride a bike safely is away from the city. And so they always have the bike in the
Oh,
car, so that when she wants to ride her bike, they have to drive somewhere far away for her to ride her bike.
So do they just wait for her in the car to, zip around on the bike a few laps and
I
then
guess so. Well,
go back
yeah, they're probably
home?
just sitting in the car on their phone working while they let their
Oh,
daughter just ride around somewhere.
yeah. These parents are really interesting characters, actually. Like, they're not bad people. They're just really kind of like oblivious. Like it seems like they actually care about their daughter.
To an extent,
Um,
because there's also that element of the caring comes from buying her things.
yeah, yeah.
They care
Right,
for her
right.
in
They're
a
just
way,
like
but there's no like personal connection really. It's more so just goods as a stand-in for parenting. But I guess
right, they
when you
don't
don't have
know.
time,
Yeah, they're like, "We'll give you anything you want. We love you. We love you." Um, yeah, I think they just like don't know how to
be parents.
parent other than that.
I mean, they
They're
definitely don't have enough
trying.
time.
No, no, dad is like 24/7 on his phone,
Yeah.
like in every single scene. I don't
Yeah, it
know why. Like, how many people is he talking to?
well, he's talking to the people to get the concrete for the factory, and that's all I know. Oh, he talks to
The,
Myron a lot.
he does talk to Myron, the shareholders.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
I still don't know what they do exactly.
Yeah, what is
Like
the
what the point of the factory is.
yeah, what is this factory for? What are they making?
Unknown. Yeah, they're not they don't have like malicious intent. Like
No.
they're not doing this on purpose per se. I think it's more so just how they know how to live. Like this is how they've always done it. And I guess
Mhm.
it's worked out fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're not necessarily bad people.
They're just very absorbed in their work. I mean, kind of like Myron, but not as
I hope Myron doesn't
insane.
have kids.
Maybe he's trying to provide for them.
By killing another kid.
Oof. It's like better your kid than mine.
Yeah, better your kid to be dead than my kid to not have dinner here.
One of our kids is gonna die.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be mine.
it's not going to be mine. I have already decided that.
Wait, well, what if somebody's holding his kid for ransom, and that's what like he's in debt?
Wow.
There's a
There's so
lot
many
at stake.
there's so many questions that we don't know about this world, about its characters, about the Twillerbees.
Yeah. Also, another question. I don't know if you have the answer for me, but I'm wondering how far away the penthouse is from the Twillerby home because the hummingbird carries the Twillerbees kind of to and from the penthouse.
Yeah.
Like, so how long does it take them to get back to the Twillerby home?
I don't
Like,
know
how
how
fast
long
is this hummingbird?
I don't know how long it takes the hummingbird to get there. All I know is that when they're looking from the penthouse, you like look across the bridge and the river and it's seemingly on the other side of
Yeah,
the river, but
that's
I'm not
pretty
sure how
far.
long that takes for the bird. This hummingbird is strong and it also sounds like a jet engine when it's flying. Like when its wings are flapping, it sounds like a jet engine.
It does. I thought it was the machinery at first. Like I thought it was the construction machinery. And I was like, oh wait, that's just the hummingbird.
Yeah,
It's just really zooming.
it's basically heavy machinery.
Yeah, yeah. It does a lot of heavy lifting.
So when they stop Myron, I guess the only punishment for him is that he loses a job and he's instead of, oh my God, you tried to kill a child. Um, so that's all resolved.
Yeah.
And then they just decide to show the parents like their home and the Twiller baby like nesting grounds or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know if
surprised
they
that they're
should.
so open now.
I understand them showing McKenna because she's had her, character growth and whatnot, and she's trustworthy. But the parents, like Thumbelina, just I guess came out to them, like I don't know, 15 minutes ago, and they're like, "Yeah, let me show you our babies."
And like we think we know that they don't have any like mean intent here, but they are like business people. They they in the end decide to make a sanctuary for the Twillerbees, but they could have just as easily taken them and like sold them or
Yeah,
something for money. I don't know. They're very
right.
trusting.
Yeah, and they did have a change of heart, like really fast. I still don't know. Oh, they were just like, "Oh, we got to do that. We have to have the factory. We're never gonna stop construction." And then
Well, it's
all of a sudden,
basically
they're like,
like
"Actually, let's
listen
stop."
t- don't listen to your child, listen to the small Twillerbee that just appeared.
Yeah,
I I guess.
you can't make a difference unless you have a small Twillerbee at your disposal. That's the real moral of the story.
What a great moral.
But
Yeah.
yeah, they watch the Twiller babies get born. The Twiller babies like float up into the sky. I
I
was
thought they
like,
were just
how
going to keep going.
just yeah, how far are they gonna go?
Do they like grow up in the sky and then come back down? They lose their wings when they get older? I don't know. They also
Well,
have these little hats, these
yeah,
little
they're
petal
born with
hats.
hats on.
Yeah.
I think they
Just
have
born
diapers
with
on
fashion.
too.
These
Yeah,
flowers are pretty wild. I don't
but yeah,
I don't understand. And then we head back to Barbie finishing off this story, and Emma's just like, are they real? Or is Thumbelina and the Twillerbees real? And Barbie's like, the only way to know is to look and see. And then all these
ooh.
other kids, start running around. And then what does she say to Emma? She's like,
Oh, she's
is
like, "What
whatever
do
you
you
think. Yeah, what do
think?"
you think? And
And
Emma's just
Emma's
like,
like,
yes.
"Yes,
But then she's not lying. They're real.
they're real." Because you like look up and in the trees you can see Thumbelina and her friends.
And Barbie knows them. How does Barbie know them?
Barbie knows everyone. I
We
guess they're like besties.
So now they're not trying to be hidden anymore, basically.
No, they're like, I guess humans are all right.
They're
They're
all great
chill,
now. Yeah. We met the
except
good
for
ones.
Myron.
Except for Myron. Yeah. Hopefully Barbie's not Myron in disguise.
Oh yeah, that's the twist.
And they were
And
listening to
then
the story the whole time. Like they were there for that
yeah,
whole story. So
mm-hmm.
hopefully one of the kids didn't look up to the tree and see them sitting on this branch.
Do you think Barbie's related to McKenna?
Is this like the whole thing with Christmas Carol again, where Eden
She's the
was
descendant. Yeah.
how long has it been since this turned into a sanctuary? Has it been like like 50 years or something?
Yeah, it's like McKenna, her grandma or something. No, it seemed pretty modern. It seemed pretty modern, McKenna's
Unless it was
setup.
futuristic for Barbie. We just didn't see their tech at the time. I don't know.
Oh, I see. We're in the future. This is like a utopia.
Yeah, the way that these worlds all connect together, I don't understand.
Yeah, maybe once we go through them all, we can connect the dots and try
Create
to
a
figure out.
timeline for these.
Yeah, for the cinematic universe.
Yes.
It's all connected.
We'll do our best. Yeah. Or there's like certain timelines with certain characters, and then the timeline resets for different iterations.
Yeah, yeah. Like sometimes Barbie has parents, but sometimes she doesn't,
And then
and it's just
she's got the
the.
family.
Sometimes Kelly's there, and sometimes Chelsea's there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
But then
We'll try to make sense out of it.
these worlds definitely have magic in them because the Twillerbees were able to grow Emma's tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real.
Yeah, it's real. Magic is real.
Magic
That's
is
the
real.
moral.
Yeah. That is the
Well,
moral, not the other moral.
yeah. Whatever about environmentalism.
Yeah, it
No.
doesn't matter what you do because the Twillerbees exist and they can just grow stuff.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about recycling or planting trees because the Twillerbees are just gonna like grow
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. That
So
is the true
it's all
moral of
good.
this movie. Don't
Yeah, we
worry
don't
about
have to
it.
worry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Climate change, whatever.
Yeah. That's
Great. Well, that's very comforting to me
yeah, glad
in
that we can
today's
teach the kids
society.
that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Twillerbees exist.
Yeah. And that Barbie knows them. So if we ever
Hmm.
need to like hit them up, we can just go talk to Barbie about it. She's
Yeah,
talked to
yeah,
Amazon about it
right.
before. So is
We can
Amazon
just
in connection with the Twillerbees?
Amazon reach out to Barbie.
Who will reach out to the Twillerbees?
Yes, we need their help.
The question is this a different Barbie than the Christmas Carol Barbie, the other Barbies? Because she looks different.
She does look different.
So
She
this
does.
might be
She
a
has a different
different
hairstyle.
this might be a different iteration of Barbie. This is not the one that was interviewed by. But no, but she was talking in the interview about Thumbelina.
Yeah, so it is the same Barbie, just with a different hairstyle. It's not. It's not alternate universe Barbie. This is real.
Yeah, but
Twillerbees are real.
are we under the assumption that all of these movies are just her acting in it? But she's not acting in it. It's
No,
somebody
she's not
else.
in this one. It's Barbie
Yeah,
Presents Thumbelina.
but she knew about it because she was promoting it through Amazon.
Yeah, and she knew about it because she knows the Twillerbees.
She knows them personally.
Yeah, they're close and personal friends.
Okay, it's real. It is 100% real. Okay.
Yep.
Glad that we could figure that out.
Yes. Oh, I gotta tell you my tag too.
Yes.
So it's near the end of the movie, basically the end of the movie. It's Emma, the child who picks the scrawny tree, because when Barbie's like, oh, well, she's asking, does Thumbelina exist? Is she real? And Barbie's like, what do you think? She's like, yeah, because I was big about fairies back in the day. I was like,
Building
oh, they're
fairy
definitely
houses.
real.
Well, they're
Yeah,
real now,
yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
for sure. Well, maybe not fairies, but
Well, not
Twillerbees.
fairies. Yeah,
Yeah,
Twillerbees. They're out
Twillerbees.
there.
They're real. They're
Stay
growing
vigilant.
stuff. Stay vigilant. Gotta watch out for them. You just
I
gotta
gotta
build
go
a
on a walk tomorrow. Be like looking.
just build a factory, and then they'll show themselves.
Okay, okay. I gotta start bulldozing shit. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
All right, all right.
That's another lesson that we learned.
If you want to see the Twillerbees, you gotta break out the construction
You
equipment.
do. Yeah. Gotta start digging. So that is Barbie Presents Thumbelina. It was good. It's B
Yeah,
movie again. It is
Twillerbee movie.
Twiller B movie. Yeah. Interesting for this one that it doesn't really have like a super specific villain. I guess Myron is the villain, but I'm so confused as to his plan. There's not really a plan. It's just him doing his job.
Yeah, he's just following orders. Well, at the end, he kind of stops
He
following
stops
orders.
following
But
orders for his own personal passion for destroying things.
yeah, maybe. Maybe he can't handle change. He was like, well, they told me to destroy. I gotta destroy.
He can
I
only do
can't
one
change the
thing.
plan.
The plan is set in stone.
Oh, we didn't talk about Violet's other friend, whose name was Ashlyn, I think, and her only lines were "cha."
Which she said 3 times,
Yeah,
and then they left. Yeah. You don't want to be associating with that.
no, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morals with that. Good morals for the parents. Don't be so self absorbed in your work. Care about your own
Unplug, guys.
child. Yeah. This is in
Yeah,
2009. We have gone so far beyond that.
yeah. I think people could learn something from this movie.
And then, yeah, the lesson of even the smallest person can make the biggest difference. I think that's more so that you're a weird creature that they haven't seen before, and they'll listen to you because you're special.
Yeah, and you can make plants grow. You have magical powers.
I don't know if that one lands as well as the other ones.
No,
What
but I
did you
mean, it was a nice thought.
what did you think about the in between art style as we're slowly moving into the more modern art rendition of Barbie?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's fine. It is kind of that in between place, and I think it really hits its stride once we get into the fashion fairy tale, fairy secret, Mermaid Tale movies that really kind of like solidifies. But I didn't hate it. I mean, I don't love the giant heads for
The
the
giant
killer
eyes
bees and the
for
giant eyes. It's a lot. Um, but yeah, I wasn't disturbed by it. How about you?
Yeah, I think looking back on it after like seeing Fashion Fairy Tale, I'm like, yeah, it's not all there. It
Yeah,
doesn't look as crisp as the other ones. And then Barbie does look a little bit odd because it's like in between Barbie where they kind of keep her style from the older movies, but then bring it up to a modern look, which looks a
or
little
a
bit odd because then,
futuristic look if this is set in the
yeah, if
future.
this is set in the future. But yeah, I think besides the huge eyes, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
We settled on a B for this one. Myron, I guess, is the villain.
yeah. He's kind of weird as a villain because he's not in it that much, and he's not like a master. He's not masterminding
There's
this
no,
whole
yeah, there's
thing.
no plan. He's just trying to do his job to an extent, and then he
Yeah,
just goes off
yeah.
the deep end afterwards. Settled on a C for Myron.
He was entertaining. I
Yeah, his
enjoyed.
personality is very fun to watch as he slowly becomes more and more unhinged, but I can't say that I really understood his plan or his reason for doing any of it at all.
No, we need Myron's backstory.
We do, yeah. We need to understand the drive to be
What's
evil.
going on in that head of his?
Poofles, it's the same ranking that we've been giving to the last couple of animals that haven't talked. A D for Poofles. That
Yeah,
because
he
we're
was
getting to the
annoying.
point where they're going to start talking and start having stories, and that's when it just gets awful. But
Yeah, it
here,
goes downhill.
when it's just an animal that exists and is kind of annoying, it could be a lot worse,
Yeah.
and it will be a lot worse.
Well, yeah, we can guarantee that.
We're gonna be getting into that. That'll be fun.
Well, Kevin, who was your tag?
So my tag was Janessa, one of the friends of Thumbelina, the timid one. I specifically tagged myself as her just because I don't think I would go up to the top of this tree with a friend's untested gear and then just jump off and hope that it works.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
I don't think I would.
That's probably for the best.
This one was a little bit hard to come up with the tag for. I didn't
I agree.
I mean most of the humans were like very selfish, and I don't really, even after they changed, I don't know if I identify with any of them. The construction workers were fun to watch, but I don't particularly identify with any one of them.
Yeah.
The last couple of ones have been a little bit hard. Maybe it'll get
Hopefully in the
easier
next one.
with the next
Yeah.
one. The next one being Barbie and the Three Musketeers. I really thought this one came earlier. Thumbelina just feels like it goes with the movies that come after Three Musketeers. Three Musketeers really feels like it should have come before.
Yeah, Three Musketeers is more of the classic, has that classic feel. And it is a classic in the category.
So is Thumbelina.
Ah, yes. That one does not does not feel classic. It departed quite a bit from the original fairy tale. It was interesting because I feel like A Christmas Carol was pretty close. I mean, with all the ghosts and shit.
Yeah, the
I mean,
the main
different
story beats.
character. Yeah, but this one is nothing like the source material. They really,
The Twillerbees and the factory and Myron wasn't in the original Thumbelina.
maybe Myron was in it. I hope Myron was there.
Myron and Thumbelina are the only two characters that made it over from the book or the
Yeah.
story.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Poofles was in the original story.
Yeah, we've got a lot of classics in this stretch. We had A Christmas Carol, Thumbelina, Three Musketeers, Fashion Fairy Tale
That's a
is also
classic.
a classic apparently.
Yeah.
These classic
Okay.
stories that everybody's grown up with.
Yeah, I
Thumbelina,
definitely grew up
Fashion Fairy Tale.
reading Fashion Fairy Tale. That's one of the classic Grimm's stories.
Yeah, it's my favorite. All right, let's dive into a little bit of extra trivia. This, as always, comes from the Barbie Movies Wiki. This is the last Barbie movie to use the old Barbie font that was replaced by the new Barbie font in, I guess, Three Musketeers.
Whoa, new Barbie font just dropped. That's exciting.
Just dropped.
What,
Like,
back in 2009?
yeah, like 15 years ago.
Well, it's new to me. I didn't know that.
So the difference between the old Barbie logo and the new one is that the old one is white with a pink outline, and the new one is pink with a white outline.
Whoa,
So they just swapped
that's
it.
uh that's huge.
In case you were curious about logos of Barbie movies.
It's important information.
This is also the last Barbie film where Barbie herself narrates the story to a child, or in this case, a group of children.
Oh, does she narrate it to an adult in the future?
Maybe. Maybe. This
Huh.
is an interesting one. On the cover, the same purple-haired Twillerby can be seen 3 times. So
Wow.
if you're watching the video version of the podcast, we have the cover art in the top right corner of the screen over there. And it's kind of cropped a little bit, but you can see one of them on the left side and then 2 of them on the right, and they look pretty similar.
It's the exact same one. They've got the same hair, the same outfit. One of them does have wings,
So she
but
got one of the wings from Thumbelina.
I guess. Yeah. Well, is the purple one, is that Janessa?
Is there 3 of Janessa?
There's just 3 Janessas.
We can't be bothered to make multiple models for these Twillerbys, okay?
No, no.
We don't have the time for that.
Only the wiki will
Uh,
notice.
in McKenna's bedroom, there's a painting of Barbie that is identical to one of those seen in Barbie's room at the beginning of Barbie and the Diamond Castle.
Wait, so there's a painting of Barbie in McKenna's room, so she does know.
Well, they're
They
in the
know each
same.
other.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They do know each other.
What if Barbie is like her cousin or like an aunt?
Possible. It'll be
Whoa.
kind of weird to have a picture of your aunt in your bedroom as a child.
Yeah, like unless you had a bunch of family pictures. But if
I guess
it's
so. But that's
just
usually not in your room. That's usually in, like, I don't know, a different part of the house.
hmm. Well, do you think Barbie's like a celebrity in this world? So McKenna has like a
So why
celebrity picture?
she's definitely a celebrity later, like in Fashion Fairy Tale,
Yeah.
but she's just working with kids here. I don't maybe, but there's no way to know in this one. I guess it depends on
Mhm.
if she's the same Barbie as in the newer Barbies.
Right. I want to know their connection. How
Well,
are they related?
look forward to the eventual deep dive into the world of the connections between the worlds of the Barbie movies, because there's something
Yes.
going on here.
Yeah, yeah. I got to get to the bottom of it.
There is something happening. And that's it for trivia. Do you want to hop into some of the DVD extra features on this one? There's no
Yeah,
bloopers, unfortunately.
I know. I'm always checking for the bloopers and was disappointed this time. But they did have a whole section called Twiller Be Fun, which I had to explore.
You had to have
They had
fun. Was it fun?
no, it was not fun.
Oh, great.
They lied. They had 2 different games that were both like about environment. We got Flying Fairy Recycling Game,
Okay.
which was riveting. I had to choose the right type of recycling. They had like they would show a picture of like a bottle or a piece of paper or something, and you had to determine if it would be recycled with glass or with metal or with paper.
This sounds like something I do in school as like a third grader. This
Yeah,
is like a game. This is supposed to be fun.
yes. It's supposed to be Twillerby fun.
Is this what the Twillerbies do?
Um,
They're just recyclers. They just
I
recycle?
guess we never see that in the movie, but I assume that they do. The stakes were actually pretty high for if I chose the wrong type of recycling.
Oh.
Janessa would fall to her death. If
Oh,
I
wow.
chose the right recycling, then she would like fly a little higher. But if I chose the wrong recycling, she would plummet.
Oh, God.
Yeah, sorry, Janessa. I chose the wrong recycling.
I wanted to watch you die.
I mean, I kind of did.
It was satisfying.
Yeah, and the other game wasn't as fun. It was Thumbelina's Green Thumb Challenge, which
Wasn't
was
as fun
basically
as the game, which wasn't fun.
yeah. It was even less fun. It was a memory game basically where you were just choosing the right seeds. Like they would show you.
Oh, okay.
Well, and the seeds were kind of weird. Like some of them would be normal flower seeds, like daisy or whatever, and then there would also be butterfly seed and
Is that where
twillerby seeds.
Wait, is that where the Twillerbies come from? They come from
Oh
seeds?
my god. We're finding out the lore through the mini games.
So okay, they come from
Yeah.
a seed.
Yeah, okay, so the twillerbies are born from seeds. They plant them and then the tulip grows. I guess that makes sense.
Do they create the seeds though? Or are those naturally
Yeah,
occurring?
where are these seeds
That's the
coming
final
from?
question. Unsure.
I mean, maybe if I played the whole mini game, it would have told me,
It would have
but
told you where the seeds come from.
I did not play the whole mini game.
You abandoned it pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna sit through that. I don't have time.
Ain't no one got time for that.
No.
Recycling and remembering seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
Yep.
that doesn't sound great. Sounds kind of
No.
sad.
Yeah, it wasn't the most fun of mini games, but I'm glad at least we figured out where the Twiller buds and Twiller
Yeah,
babies come
you
from.
just got to find the lore. The lore is just in these games, apparently.
Yeah.
Just got to find it. Hopefully, we'll get back to bloopers with the next movie.
Yeah, I want to say the next one has bloopers. I hope so.
So that'll wrap up this month's episode of the Barbie Council. New episodes release on the first of every month. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow us on your service of choice so you never miss out on a new episode. And we're also on YouTube at the Barbie Council. There you can watch the video version of the podcast, which launches alongside the audio version every month. So subscribe to the channel to be notified when each new episode drops or with any other new content that we put out.
If you want to follow our podcast on social media, we're at Barbie Council on Instagram, and our email is thebarbiecouncil@gmail.com.
So with that, we'll wrap up this month's meeting of the Barbie Council. Until next month, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.